Hey everybody, welcome to my top 10 favorite John Carpenter movies. I've talked a little bit about John Carpenter, and I've talked about how much I'm a fan of John Carpenter. So I thought, fuck it, let's make a top 10 of my personal favorite John Carpenter movies. And yeah, unlike all the other top 10 lists, I'm not gonna have any honorable mentions because yeah, as much as I love John Carpenter, he doesn't have that many good movies to have honorable mentions. And I haven't seen all of John Carpenter's movies. I haven't seen the movie Christine or Prince of Darkness. I've heard mixed reviews about both of those movies, but yeah, I haven't seen some of those movies, and all the other movies that are not on my top 10 that I have seen aren't very good. So yeah, no honorable mentions, so I'm just going to get right into the top 10 of my favorite John Carpenter movies. So, coming in at number 10 is Escape from LA. Okay, I know a lot of people are saying, what? Why is Escape from LA on your number 10? Or why is this even on the top 10? Okay, this movie is pretty stupid, but it's a guilty pleasure. I like this movie. I love seeing Snake Plissken back, kicking some ass, and yes, the story is silly, the characters are goofy, the writing's a little choppy, but I enjoy this movie. The action kicks ass, John Carpenter gives us some pretty decent direction, the score's not bad, it's a little clunky like the first one, but I still enjoy Escape from LA. It's a guilty pleasure, it's dumb, but it's dumb fun. Love Kurt Russell, and I love Snake Plissken, and I enjoy Escape from LA. It's a good movie. Coming at number 9 is 1974's Dark Star. First movie John Carpenter ever did. This was a very low budget science fiction film, and God does it ever show. Yes, this is a very dated movie. It tries to be a lot like 2001: A Space Odyssey, you know, kind of like a science fiction thriller kind of feel. And it's good. I like this movie. I like its atmosphere. It's got some decent direction and okay cinematography. Just, it's really dated, and I can tell they're really trying to be 2001: A Space Odyssey, and there's only one 2001: A Space Odyssey, and that's 2001: A Space Odyssey. But I enjoy Dark Star. It's a good movie. If you're into classic science fiction films, you'll probably enjoy this movie, but if you don't like old, really dated movies, you'll probably be a little distracted, and you'll probably find this movie a little cheesy. And it is. It's cheesy, but I enjoy Dark Star. It's a good John Carpenter movie. Coming number 8 is The Fog. Yes, this is 1979, The Fog. Yeah, I hated the 2005 version, you know, with Tom Welling from Smallville. That version of The Fog was garbage. What a piece of shit movie. This one isn't a phenomenal movie, but it's a movie I like to watch. I like to watch this every Halloween. It's got some decent scares, some decent atmosphere, okay performances. They're a little, I guess, a little corny, but the performances are okay. Compared to the 2005 version, God, these are fucking Oscar-worthy performances compared to that fucking movie. But yeah, I like this movie. I like to watch it every Halloween. I love that John Carpenter directed it. And like I said, I'm a big John Carpenter fan. And I like this movie. It's a little cheesy, but it's a cheesy horror movie that I love to watch, especially during Halloween. Coming at number 7 is Assault on Precinct 13. This is 1979's Assault on Precinct 13. And honestly, on Rotten Tomatoes, this is actually like John Carpenter's highest rated movie. And I don't see why I like this movie a lot, but out of all his other movies, like, I didn't think this would be the highest rated. This is like a 97%. It's a great movie, but it's not like 97% good. But yeah, I like this movie. They made a remake of it in like 2004 or something with Lawrence Fishburne and Ethan Hawke. That movie actually is not that bad. It's not a bad movie. This version is way better, and it's a really good movie. And yeah, it's got some good action, some good editing, and this time the character Bishop is actually the police officer. And the new version, Bishop's the bad guy, played by Lawrence Fishburne. Well, sort of a bad guy. He's a kind of bad guy. The cops are the bad guys, but yeah. Bishop is a police officer in this movie. He's supposed to be like Ethan Hawke's role, but yeah, he's the good guy. And yeah, I like this movie. Some decent acting. It's pretty thrilling too. A bunch of these cops being trapped in the police station by all these criminals. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really intense. I love the premise of this movie. It's a little rushed, this movie. I wish they explored more of the characters in this movie. I wish there was more character development and character interactions, because this movie's only like an hour and a half long, and more with this movie. And that's a compliment, because sometimes when movies are like short, I'm glad they're over, but this movie was short, and I didn't want it to be short. I wanted more. I wanted to see more of these characters. I wanted to see some more action and everything. And yeah, that is a little bit of a flaw. If the movie's rushed, then it kind of feels a little, like, it feels like there's some stuff missing. and this movie felt like there was some scenes missing or something. But yeah, other than that, this movie is good. The action's good. It's very thrilling. It's got an interesting premise, and John Carpenter directed it very well. Love Assault on Precinct 13. Coming at number 6 is Escape from New York. Yeah, Snake fucking Plissken. Like I said, Escape from LA is like a guilty pleasure, but Escape from New York is a genuinely good movie. Again, it's clunky a little bit, and it's a little dated at times, but I love this movie. I love the story. I love the premise. And yeah, Kurt Russell is just awesome in this movie as Snake Plissken. He's just amazing in this movie. And yeah, the action is good, the score is really good, and yeah, I love this movie. It's atmospheric, it's dark, but it's so freaking awesome to watch. How can you not like Escape from New York? Like I said, Escape from LA is a little cheesy. This movie's cheesy, but at least it's cheesy with some good writing and some good directing by John Carpenter. So yeah, Escape from New York, bad freaking ass. Number 5 is They Live. As you see in my top 10 most overlooked movies, this is a very overlooked film. And I hope people will actually give this movie a watch after that video, because this is a great movie. I love the idea of, like, our entire world is ruled by aliens and we don't know because they all look like humans. And yeah, that's the story of this movie. The guy puts on these sunglasses, and he can see what we choose not to see. He actually can see the aliens with the glasses. And yeah, I love the story of this movie. The premise is really good. The ideas are really clever and really, really real. This is such an original and fresh film, and I'm a little disappointed that people avoid this movie. Like, some people are like, oh, this movie seems cheesy. And some people just never even heard of this movie, but give it a watch. They Love It is a great movie. It's got Keith David kicking ass, and yeah, the main character may not be a great actor, but hey, we still got Keith David, and some of the supporting cast is okay, and yeah, again, it's a little corny, but it's a John Carpenter film. A lot of John Carpenter films are cheesy, but they're just so creative and so well directed and just so well shot. And I love this movie. They Live is a fantastic movie. Very overlooked. Coming number 4 is Starman. This is Jeff Bridges giving a performance of his lifetime, and this is one of the best performances by Jeff Bridges. This is what got his first Oscar nomination. He's great in this movie. This movie is so freaking good. So what's the story of this movie? The story of this movie is about an alien that crash lands on Earth. And when he crash lands on Earth, he makes himself a human body. And the body is Jeff Bridges. But sadly, Jeff Bridges' body actually died a few years ago. So when he lands on Earth, he actually lands at Jeff Bridges' house. And at Jeff Bridges' house is Jeff Bridges' wife. So when the alien takes the form of Jeff Bridges, she thinks her husband's alive, and then she realizes it's really an alien. And since the alien is in the shape of her husband, he actually asks her to take him home. This is almost sort of like an E.T. kind of thing, but before E.T. And yeah, so she basically takes him on a road trip so that he can find his ship again and get back home. And but during this time, she actually builds a relationship with the alien. It teaches the alien all sorts of human things and teaches him the language, the behaviors, and everything. And the alien actually learns what love is, and that she falls in love with her. Yeah, this movie actually stars Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen from Indiana Jones, and this is a really good movie. The ideas are really clever, and the chemistry between Karen Allen and Jeff Bridges is very, very strong. The acting by Jeff Bridges is top-notch. He's fantastic. And I love this movie. It's got a bit of a bittersweet ending, but it really worked for the movie, and this movie is very good. I love Starman. Give Starman a watch if you have not seen it. Coming number 3 is Big Trouble in Little China. As you see in my favorite action movies, this is like one of my favorite action movies of all time. This plays homage to Kung Fu movies, and it's freaking awesome. Kurt Russell rocking a killer mullet, and yeah, this movie is great. It's almost a little bit of a satire of Kung Fu movies, but it's also a Kung Fu movie, and it's fantastic. The music's great, the action's great, John Carpenter directed it very good, and I love this movie. It's so good. It's so cheesy, but I love it. It's one of my favorite action movies of all time. Coming number 2 is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, Halloween. Halloween is a brilliantly made film. The direction is fantastic, the performances are really good, especially by Jamie Lee Curtis. The editing is really, really sharp, and the shots, how they do when they see the point of view of Michael Myers, is very, very clever, and I adore this movie. It's actually genuinely creepy. I don't get scared of horror movies, but it's very creepy, it's really dark, and it's really disturbing to watch. This is a great movie to put on during Halloween, and it's a great movie to watch if you just want to have fun, especially if you love horror movies. Love Halloween. And my number 1 favorite John Carpenter movie is The Thing. The Thing is not only one of my favorite John Carpenter movies, but this is actually one of my favorite movies of all time. It's a great sci-fi movie, it's also a great horror movie. Again, Kurt Russell and Keith David are in it, and This movie is just fantastic. I love the practical effects of this movie. I love how chilling this movie is. I love how thought-provoking the ending is. I love everything about this movie. It's dark, it's gross, but it's amazing from start to finish. I love this movie. The Thing is fantastic. If you skip all these movies on this list, that's fine. But The Thing is the movie you do not skip. It's amazing. Brilliant movie. Check it out. Yeah, that was my list of my top 10 favorite John Carpenter movies. So please comment below. Give me your top 10 favorite John Carpenter movies. Comment below. Let me know. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.